Surface, yes, very good. Okay. Okay, so that's good. Here I have a similar question in the same way. So what's this blue thing? What's the blue mark? Track. Yes, very good. That's one track. What's the yellow thing? This. Sector. Very good. And what's this green thing? What? Block? Block or something else? Cluster. Okay. So good. This is a good point to discuss this. What's the difference between a cluster and a block? What's the difference between them? Does anyone know? Okay, so both of them are some sort of grouping of sectors, because sector is the smallest unit. Okay, so there are some collection of sectors, but there is a difference. Cluster is fixed number of sectors. Okay, a cluster is fixed number of sectors, which means, let's say in this example, my cluster size is, how much is my cluster size? My cluster size is 3, right? These 1, 2, 3 sectors make a block. Here also 1, 2, 3 sectors make a block. 1, 2, 3, not a block, sorry, a cluster. 1, 2, 3 sectors make a cluster, and this 1, 2, 3 sectors make a cluster. Okay? So the clusters means it's a fixed. If I have, let's say this is sector 1, sector 2, sector 3, sector 4, sector 5, sector 6. All sectors are same size. Sector 7 and sector 8. Okay? Now, or let's say sector 9. Now, if cluster size is 3, then these 3 will form one cluster, and these 3 will form another cluster, and these 3 will form another cluster. Okay? So a cluster is fixed size, but a block is not fixed. A block is something created by software. It might be that the first 2.5 is block 1. Okay? And then the next 2 are block 2. So we go till 4, 5.5. 1, 2, 3, 4.5. And then maybe all of these are block 3. Okay? So block is variable size. Variable size. Whereas a cluster is fixed size. Okay? So in this figure we are showing you clusters, not blocks. Right? You understand?
Yes, yes.
Okay, very good. Alright, let's look at another problem. Okay, so what I've done here is I've given you some description of a hard disk. And then I'm asking you, on this slide and on other slides, I'm asking you a lot of questions about the same hard disk. Okay? So there is a hard disk with 2 plates, 64 cylinders, 128 sectors in each track, and 256 bytes in each sector. Okay? And there is some transfer things about it. It spins at 7200 RPM. The average seek time is 5 milliseconds. And the maximum transfer rate of the disk is 1 MB per second. That is, in 1 second it can transfer up to 1 megabyte. That's the transfer rate of this. Okay? Now I ask you some questions about this. So question number 1, what is track capacity? What is track capacity? What does that mean? It means how many bytes can I store in one track? Okay? How many bytes can I store in one track? That is track capacity. So what is track capacity for this disk? How do I find that out? Anyone?
Number of sectors.
Okay, number of sectors in one.
Multiply by.
So number of sectors in track. Okay. So how many sectors do I have in one track? Multiply by?
Sector capacity.
Yes. Yani how many bytes? How many bytes can you talk? Bytes in a sector. Okay. So basically, look, the picture is this: that I have a track, and the track is divided into many sectors, right? So I want to find track capacity. I say, well, how many sectors are there, and then how many bytes can I store in one sector? Okay. So in this case, how many sectors are there in one track? How many?
100.
128. That's how many sectors I have in one track, right?
Yes.
And then how many bytes in a sector? 256. Okay. So I multiplied both of these together. Let me do that. No, yes, correct. So it comes out to be 32,768 bytes. So that's the track capacity. Okay? This is the track capacity. Now, next question, what is the cylinder capacity? How do I find that out?
Number of tracks.
Number of tracks in one cylinder, okay?
Yeah.
Multiply by?
Track capacity.
Multiply by track capacity. So track capacity I already know. Track capacity is 32,768. Multiply by how many tracks in one cylinder in this disc? 4. Why 4?
Because we have two platters. Yeah.
Because, yes, very good. We have two platters, and every platter has a top and a bottom to it, right?
Yes.
So there are 4 surfaces, and I need the number of surfaces to say how many tracks there are. So exactly right. So this is 130,000, I think. 128 multiplied by 256 multiplied by 4. So that's equal to 131,072. Okay, that is cylinder capacity. Okay, what is surface capacity? Yani, what does that mean? How much data can I store on one surface?
Number of sectors.
Okay, number of sectors.
Multiplied by bytes per sector.
Byte per sector. Okay, very good. So that actually is number of sectors multiplied by byte per sector. That's actually track capacity. Okay.
Yeah.
So what you just said is track capacity. So I can take track capacity multiply by what?
Bytes.
The bytes per sector is already in here in track capacity. So I got the capacity for one track. Now for surface, what do I do? How many tracks are there on the surface, right?
Yeah.
So if I take I take the capacity of one track and I multiply by the tracks on the surface, I'll get the total surface capacity. So track capacity multiplied by tracks on one surface. Okay. So track capacity, I know it's 32,768 multiplied by how many tracks on one surface? How many tracks for this drive are there on one surface? So the number of tracks on the surface are the same as the number of cylinders, right? Because that's how many cylinders they will make. Every track on one surface makes one full cylinder in the drive. So which means what?
2. Four.
Understand or not?
No.
Look, this is the track capacity. This is how many bytes one track can hold.
Yes.
Then I'm saying on the surface, how many tracks? So the number of tracks on the surface is the same as the number of cylinders in the disk. Because every track on one surface makes one whole cylinder across the surfaces. So I said there are 64 cylinders. That means there are 64 tracks on the surface. Understand?
Yes.
Okay, very good. So this comes out to be actually 2097152. This is a 0. 2097152, which is actually the same as 2 megabytes. Because remember I told you that a kilobyte is 1024 bytes, not exactly 1 byte, 1000 bytes. So this megabytes actually. And now what is the total disk capacity?
Number of cylinders multiplied by number of surface.
Number of cylinders times cylinder capacity. Yes, I can do that. But it's actually easy from here that I have. Okay, so I can do it two ways. You are right. Because I've calculated cylinder capacity. So cylinder capacity is 131072. So that's the capacity of one cylinder multiplied by the number of cylinders, which is what? Which is 64.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
So that's the total disk capacity. Or I can do from here. I know the surface capacity is 2 MB. And then I say how many surfaces do I have?
4.
4. There are 4 surfaces because there are 2 platters.
Yes.
So that's just, so from here I get 8 MB. Okay? So disk capacity 8 MB, and even if you calculate this, 131072 multiplied by 64. So that comes out to be 8